Hello guys, welcome back to another lawnmower repair. This is a 22-inch deck, 4 horsepower Briggs motor. This is a nice deck. Anytime you can get a 22 adjustable height deck, that's a good mower. This one needed the carb cleaned, which I've already done. I've already removed the tank, cleaned the carb, and I put a new gasket set in it. Gasket and diaphragm set. And this thing did not have a seal or a retainer for the intake tube. So I had to steal that from this mower. And actually, truth be told, I took the whole, because I had rebuilt, or not rebuilt, but I had cleaned and did all of that work on this one with the that whole tank and carb assembly on that one came off of this one. This one has a timing issue. This motor's not right. It needs to come off, and I need to find out what's going on. It won't run. And I believe it's a timing issue. It's not a spark plug, nothing like that. And you'll see this one right here runs perfect with that tank and carb. This one won't run. It just spits and sputters and then dies and won't rev up or nothing. So this one's got issues, and I believe it's a timing issue on the motor. I just seen this laying there. I got to put this in my parts. This little spacer. We'll go here. Here's an extra carb, which I removed the emulsion tube in this. The emulsion tube is right there, and honestly, you should not have to remove those. Just spray your cleaner through, make sure it comes through. I don't like how I kind of got it jacked up in there. So I may not even use this carb again. I actually bought a carb for 50 bucks, a new one, that I'm going to use on this tank. This tank came off of that mower, but I will take this tank and put it onto this mower once I figure out what's up with it. Okay, so yeah. So there's the tank for that one, and a couple air cleaners. One of these is for this guy, and this one will go on this when I'm done with it. This one runs great, but this one has a problem with the brake cable. The brake and kill cable is always on. I had to take and I'll show you, I had to take vice grips and pull it to get it to run. The first thing I noticed is this is not really doing anything, and it's hard to pull. Very tough to pull this. That means the brake is somewhat on. Very tough, and it won't start. But if I take and I clamp onto this and pull it really hard, it'll release the brake and it'll release the kill, and it'll run. And I'll show you that. Let me get the camera set up and I'll show you. Alright, yeah, see, I got my vice grips here. First I'll just demonstrate. And I'll give it a couple of squirts. Okay? And you'll see this is tough to pull and it will not start. See? But now the door just slammed shut. If I take and I pull on this, and I gotta pull it basically as hard as I can, and then try to start it. Yeah. So we got an issue with this brake cable. So I'll have to fix that, and then we'll clean this thing up. Okay, so let's go ahead and remove this. First thing I'm going to have to do is release the pull string. Let me do that really quick. There we go. what else has got it? Nothing, I don't think. Yeah. There we go. Dirty. I'm going to take and throw a rag down into that carburetor. Just like that. Alright, here's that brake cable. And actually, it works fine, it's just needs to be strapped right here. You'll see, and as long as it stays in there, it works, but it won't stay in there. So I think what I need to do is clamp this right here. So let me look and see what I can clamp that there with. And then this should be good. I can put a zip tie right here, because it is actuating the brake, but it pops out. So let's figure that out. Then we'll continue on. I do want to clean this up. Alright, so I just zip tied. These are good quality zip ties. Zip tied this thing, and then I put a couple here and here, you know. I tightened all of this down good. We'll pull our string back up through here. Oh, I do need to clean this, and I should probably remove the cooling tin and clean underneath there, make sure there's nothing in there surprising. So connect this breather. It's not connected. There we go. Okay, yeah, all right. Alright, well, it's not bad. There's no critters living under here. One thing I did notice is this is missing the top gasket. So I'll take that off that other carburetor. Put it on here. Oops. There we go. Yeah, it's not bad. There's no critters in here. The gap looks proper. Actually looks, no, it looks good. No critters, that's good. So I do want to clean this. I need to put a plug in the oil. I think I'll just change the oil. I might as well. You know what I want to, I'm not going to change the oil yet. What I am going to do is I'm going to drain the oil. So, because I got to do the maintenance on the blade. I got to sharpen the blade and all of that. So I'm going to do that right now. Just dump the oil and then move on to sharpening the blade, get that all good to go, and then the last thing we'll do is we'll power wash this really good. So yeah. Okay, we got the oil draining, and while we're doing that, we'll go ahead and remove this guy. First thing to do is remove the spark plug wire. Never mess under here with the spark plug plugged in. So yeah, this has got to come off. Looks like 5/8. And then we'll sharpen that up. We'll clean all of this really good. And yeah, this is pretty good shape. So yeah. Looks like we got about a 1/2 inch or so down here. Let's spin the blade. Yeah, it's not bent. It's good to go. Knock the big stuff off. Good enough. enough. And nice sharp on the edges. Alright, we're ready for the power washer. Now, I scanned a plug from another engine. Got that on there tight. I put an air cleaner on here nice and tight. Keep water out of the carb. And I just taped over the holes of the gas can. So we're ready to go ahead and spray down. And here's the oil that came out of the mower. A little black, but not terrible. Looks okay. So we'll go ahead and fill it back up. Oh, yeah, I gotta remove this, don't I? Alright, this isn't really in bad shape, it's just dirty, so I'm just going to clean it up. I would say it's presentable. Absolutely. Yeah, I just took some Armor All, cleaned the deck, cleaned the cooling tin and the other metal on here, and took a look at the engine. It is a model 10A902 maybe, type 2189D3 B3, with an engine code of 020611. So this one was built June 11th 2002, and the plant and line code is 54. Hey, this engine is a 20-ounce capacity, so 16 ounces is right here, so I always just go up to the spout for 20 ounces. Right. And of course I put oil in it before I put the blade back on it. I always seem to do that. Just make sure the carburetor is up. And you know what, I don't even want it tipped over that far. So let's grab this block. See what that gives us. That's good. Oh yeah. This guy came off. There we go. That's good. And let me go get my socket. Okay. I got my wrench set to 60 pounds. Ow, shit. Okay. Yeah, from tipping the thing over with oil in it. You get a little oil where it's not supposed to be, and it takes it a minute to burn that out. But that thing runs great. So yeah, transplant, I got to re-clean it a little bit. You can see where I had tipped it over. I got some oil out. Some oil got into the exhaust, obviously, too. But it burned out. It's good to go. It's no problem. But yeah, so transplanted a tank and carburetor. Put a new gasket seal and diaphragm on the carburetor. Cleaned it really good. And yeah, it's cleaned up. I think it's very presentable. It's a nice 22-inch 4 horsepower. It's a nice mower. Alright, there you go. Let's put this thing to work a little bit before we close this. I got a little bit of tall grass. Maybe over this way somewhere that I can cut. Alright, yeah, it's been maybe, I don't know, a handful of days since I've cut over here. So it might not need it too much, but we'll cut it anyway. Yeah, as you can see, cuts perfectly. So that's going to do it for this one. 22-inch MTD yard machines, 4 horse Briggs and Stratton. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.